Welcome back to Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about post-placement for a birth parent and the grieving process that they have to go through. We're going to sit down with Ashley and Brittany and talk about her personal journey post-placement. Take it away, Brittany and Ashley.
Brittany, I would love for you to share a little bit with us about your experience as a birth parent, especially with the grief process. So can you start by telling us how long ago your placement was and sort of what it was like for you in the beginning?
Yeah, I actually placed now 7 years ago, and it's a process that you kind of have to go through. One of the first things that I will say when you initially place is that right after you kind of go through that honeymoon phase, and it's more so of like you feel like you did something really great, you know, like you've done something good, and a lot of people are going to say, you know, like you're really brave and a lot of other things, but after a few weeks when it starts to wear off, you kind of start to notice, oh, that really was that phase, and that's when everything just kind of just like hits you like with like a full weight. So you need to find tools that kind of help you. My one tool was really my social worker. My social worker was amazing, and I reached out to her a lot, and she gave me a lot of tools. As a social worker, what would you say, you know, as far as like grief and trying to handle that?
So I definitely appreciate you talking about the honeymoon period, because I think that that's something that a lot of birth parents aren't expecting. They're not sure how they're going to feel after they leave the hospital. And for a lot of them, they do go through that sort of like, everything is great, I feel okay. And then there will be a point where it hits them. For others, it hits them right away. Yeah. And then they go through that honeymoon phase a little bit later. As a social worker, my biggest tool is giving people space and checking in with them, but also letting them decide what feels right for them. Everybody processes things differently. Nobody knows how they're gonna feel. And so I don't want to say, I'm gonna call you at 1 week and 2 weeks and 1 month and we're just gonna check in, because some moms are gonna say, I need that, I need more than that, and others are gonna say, I don't ever want to hear from you again. Like, I need to just process, right? Or I need to check in at 6 months, not 1 week. Because 1 week and 6 months are going to look a lot different.
Yeah.
What are some of the other tools that you used, especially as you got past that honeymoon phase into more of just like living with the day-to-day?
For me, to start off, I actually did journaling. I actually wrote a journal to my son. So it was like going through the first year just to show him, like, you know, like I didn't just give you away, I didn't forget, you know, and it was kind of like a chronological order of like what I went through. Of course, I didn't like put like a lot of like the painful stuff in there, but it was more so like just a book of letters like to him. I actually sent that to his mother, so that way, like once he gets older, you know, like they can read it, and that actually helped me a lot because I felt like I was directly speaking to him. That helps, and also having that one person, the one person that no matter what, you know, like they're there, they don't judge, and I think everyone needs that one person.
Sure. Yeah. And we might have some women who are watching this or thinking about adoption or already made a plan that don't have that one person. So how do you find that person and figure out who they are and how you can trust them?
Funny thing is, you can sometimes find that one person in a stranger. Try to find a group, especially like a support group. We actually have one now, and it's really great. And what you get to connect with people that kind of know like what you're going through, and that helps because they know that you hurt, that you're in pain, you know. And that's really a great way to find that one person, because sometimes it is hard to find someone that you've known for years to be that one person, because to them they know who you are and what you're supposed to be, and sometimes when you place, it doesn't align with what they think of you.
Sure. Yeah. And it can really change relationships, right?
Yes.
So I think it's a great point that it can be a stranger. Maybe it's somebody that you find in an online support group even. So some of the people that we work with are not able or maybe not ready to go to an in-person group. We have a Facebook group that you moderate for birth parents, which is a wonderful tool. And there's lots of other online resources as well that I think could be really great for birth parents dealing with grief.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Thank you so much, Ashley and Brittany. We're hopeful that this information can be valuable for other women and men that might be in a similar situation. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.